Gielinor, the magical world of RuneScape. It's divided into chunks for easy use. Welcome to Chunkman Dead Die Kill, the series where I conquer the landmass of Gielinor by doing tasks and unlocking chunks. Last episode we unlocked 3 more chunks by completing 3 more tasks. These tasks were completing the contact quest, opening 25 beginner caskets, bringing us up to 575 beginner clues completed, and then completing another 5 combat achievement tasks for a total of 25 completed. Our map expanded with a western part of Fossil Island, the swamp chunk just under Canifis, and then we got Mudskipper Point. We are going to start this episode with a mini quest after unlocking that last chunk. I just went and picked up our nettle tea from Edgeville, and we're just going to use the fairy rings to get to our newest chunk. So we can unlock this one, and with fairy code AIQ we can get there immediately. There we go. And now for the mini quest we have to go just below Remington. If we talk to Skippy here, he is mentioning that he was abducted by mudskippers, and because of all the horrors he has seen, he has been drinking for an entire week. So if he wants to tell us where the mudskippers are or where he was abducted, we have to sober him up first. So let's throw a good cold bucket of water right over him and see if that does the trick. That didn't do the trick, but now he's cold and he wants some warm nettle tea, which we just prepared in Edgeville. So let's give him that. The nettle tea has warmed him up, but now he has sobered up, but he has a major hangover. But he knows of a hangover cure, which is a bucket of milk with some chocolate dust into it and some snape grass into it. And then we have a hangover cure. So let's use that on Skippy. Skippy remembered what happened. He was fishing with some fishing explosives, and a mogre came out of the water and was not pleased that the fishing explosive had pushed away all the fish. It was hunting and could not get any more fish because of that. So it went on land and clobbered Skippy here. And with learning about that mogres are a thing and how we can summon them, so with the fishing explosives on Mudskipper Point, we actually completed the Skippy and the Mogres mini quest. So I thought we had to kill one, but apparently it's just sobering up Skippy in order for him to give us the information about the Mogres. So that's the mini quest completed, which means another task completed and another chunk to pick. Back to our spreadsheet we go. We finished our 4th mini quest, Skippy and the Mogres, for 157 chunks in total now. And with completing the 4th mini quest we also get up to 25% of the mini quests completed. So our spreadsheet is turning a bit more yellow every time we complete a task. And then back to our map. We unlocked Mudskipper Point last time, which gave us a quest for like 5 minutes to do, so that was a pretty fast chunk and a pretty good chunk to unlock. So let's see what we get for the next chunk. Pick a chunk. And it spins. Where is this? Oh, over here. This is a tricky chunk because I did not take this into account as a land chunk, because although we do have something to go on, this isn't actually land, it's just some timber. So if you look here to our chunk picker, to our map, where we have all of the land chunks, so we know that we have to unlock 514 chunks, so 514 tasks. We see here this chunk is not counted as a land chunk because there's no land mass. So I'm going to leave it at that and say this is a free chunk, a water chunk. So that means we can pick another chunk. So with the fancy new roll, let's pick the chunk and see what we get. Okay, more water. And where was this? Over here. Okay, that's pretty far away. This side of the map is not something we would want, but okay. Third time's the charm. What can we roll now as a chunk? Okay, more water. And it's a bit more difficult to see what we exactly rolled, but I think it's this one, or one of these water chunks over here. But anyway, let's try again. Pick a chunk. And we get more wilderness. I just checked and it actually is this chunk. So it's a bit more difficult to see what we actually unlock with the roll, but this is a chunk where we have the ends over here, the end forest, but that doesn't really unlock much. With Skippy and the Mogers now completed, I think it's time to complete our journey for 600 beginner reward caskets and get that emote. We have the 3 caskets already from the 3 Obor keys we had from doing the combat tasks, so we only need 22 more, and let's just go to the Minotaur and get those last 22 caskets. Alright, that's the 25 beginner caskets obtained. We also got 2 easy caskets, but let's just leave them in the bank for now. If we go to the collection log for beginner treasure trails, we are at the last 25 beginner clues, and we still need the sandwich lady hat. So let's hope we get it from these 25 beginner caskets. Without further stalling, let's spam open them again as usual. Let's go. No pop-up. That's a shame. We did get a sandwich lady top. And that's it. If we look at the loot tracker seems to have missed 25 beginner clues opened, but this is pretty much what we got, although I don't think it's accurate. Let's maybe go to the collection log itself. Yeah, we didn't get 16 mole slippers, we only got 8, which is still pretty big, of course. But this is the final collection log for beginner clues. Got a lot of duplicates, just a shame we didn't get the sandwich lady hat. And also because we reached 600, so we now get the explore emote. There we go. Exploring for 600 beginner clues completed. And because we completed those 600 beginner clues, that's another task and another chunk to pick. Back to the spreadsheet. We completed the last beginner clue task. That was our 25th. And we got up to 158 landmass chunks unlocked. And then back to the map. We unlocked the end forest last time, and that doesn't really change much. So let's maybe zoom in a bit this time. And now if we pick a chunk, if it starts rolling, we should go... Okay, a water chunk, but if we go take me there, yeah, we see it more clearly what we are getting. So this was south of Crash Island. So let's try that again, as this was a water chunk. Pick a chunk. Okay, more darkness. Let's try that again, third time's the charm. Pick a chunk. Oh, you can already see it. Okay, more water. We're unlocking more of the ocean. Okay, let's try that again. Pick a chunk. More darkness. Okay. Let's get the land chunk this time. Pick a chunk. Oh god. We got what we asked for, but it's almost harmless. Not the most useful chunk over here. We're currently 1380 total level after getting another defense level with the beginner clue grind. So we're still 20 total levels off, so this might be a little difficult. We'll probably do Wanted next. So I've been putting off Wanted for a little while because it's a quest which has random locations in it. So it could be that we get an area we cannot access yet. But let's try the quest and see how far we get. To start the quest, let's talk to certification here in the Falador Park. When we joined the Temple Knights by doing the recruitment drive quest, so then we were initiated, but apparently we had to be a white knight. And because being a white knight or becoming a white knight takes about 5 years of being a squire to another white knight, we don't really want to do that, so certification told us to go to Amigvaz and tell him we want to join the White Knight, but we want to be deputized, not become a squire. Sir Amigvaz here tells us that we could be deputized, but it's only in times of great need if there is a crisis. And currently there is nothing really going on. So let's go back to certification and ask him what to do. Certification here mentions that there actually is a crisis now, just in the few minutes we spent talking to people, and we can just go back to Sir Amigvaz and tell him that, so we can get deputized. Alright, that didn't take long. We are now a deputized White Knight. But we also, if we want to get back into the Temple Knights, we want to go and find a guy called Solus, which is a nemesis of the White Knights. So let's go back to certification and ask him how to find the guy. To find the Solus guy, we need to have a com orb and we could pay 10k, but I don't really feel like that. And otherwise we need some molten glass, a law rune, and a slayer gem. So we're still missing the slayer gem, so let's go and get that. Apparently the soulless guy also is a very adept mage, and we should not get into a combat situation at all costs because he is really dangerous. So the thing we are going to do for certification is just tracking him. With the com orb here we can scan our area and see if Solus is anywhere near us, and all that data is going to the headquarters so they can analyze everything. Let's contact our operator called Savant with the com orb. From all the information the headquarters currently has, they have two locations which could be the location of the soulless guy. So one was in the Taverly dungeon, where we have a Black Knight encampment, and then the other one is in Varrock with the Zamorakian mage. So first of all, let's go to Taverly dungeon. Lord Aquarius here is no friend of Solus, but he also is no friend of the White Knights, so he won't help either of us. So let's just kill some of his friends to make him talk. One dead Black Knight later, and he already wants to talk. Lord Aquarius here mentions that he does not know the exact location, but there was some fur where Solus was. So a pretty vague hint. So let's go to our next guy, the Mage of Zamorak in Varrock. The Mage of Zamorak here is no friend of Solus either, and that's because Solus stole quite a bit of his research, and he also stole all of his cash. So what the Mage of Zamorak wants from us is some rune or pure essence, so he can make some runes and then get back on his feet that way. So that seems to be a fair price, so let's go and get that from our bank. The mage here also didn't know much, but he did know that he went to the east of here. So combining that with the fur, we can conclude that he would be in Canifis. And just before we get to Canifis, Savant is going to scan for Solus. Apparently there is some kind of dimension that is used for teleporting, and that makes you invisible between the locations, so you can do whatever you want. And to find Solus, we need to use the com orb and scan, so he gets pulled out of the dimension and becomes visible. So here in the middle of Canifis, if we scan, there we go, that's Solus found, and he teleports away extremely fast. Okay, we got a right eye patch from within the same dimension that he was teleporting from, so the next location should be somewhere where there are a lot of people wearing eye patches, and this is going to be Brimhaven with all the pirates. Now will be the start of us trying to locate Solus all over the map, and this is where we could get stuck if we get a location we cannot get to. So Brimhaven here is one we can do. In the pub here with all these pirates, let's use our com orb to draw out Solus again. Oh, we got teleported. Okay, that's not good. Did not know this was going to happen. So, we're here at Camelot. This is something we didn't unlock yet, and I didn't know the quest was going to push us here. So, we're going to stop the quest here as well. So let's first of all teleport back home, because we're not supposed to be here, and we're going to have to abandon the quest until we unlock this chunk. So we're going to have to check to do something else for now. That's going to be all for this episode. We have gotten a pretty nice milestone to the account by finishing the last of the beginner treasure trails, but that teleport to Camelot was pretty unexpected, and we had to abandon yet another quest midway through. Next episode we will have to check what the possibilities are going to be for a new chunk. But either way, as always, I hope to see you all in the next episode.